The smallest building block of life is called the cell. It's the smallest unit of matter that carries out all of life's processes. It's the smallest thing that we can say is alive. So what are life processes? Well, there's 7 of them, and we can use the acronym Mrs. Gren to help us remember them. Mrs. Gren. Each one of these are life processes that living things are capable of doing. The first one is move. All living things are capable of moving. The next one is reproduction. Of course, all living things are able to reproduce. S is for sensitivity. Now, sensitivity means being able to respond to stimuli. Sensitivity. So, detecting stimuli and being able to respond to it. G is for growth. All living things are able to grow. R is an interesting one. That is called respiration. Now, this is the I'm going to talk about in more detail, but that's the process of converting food or nutrients to energy that's usable in the body. All living things produce waste, and that waste needs to be excreted. So excretion is the next one. And finally, all living things need nutrients or nutrition. So how do living things get the energy that they require to move and to reproduce and to respond to stimuli and to grow? Well, they do that by taking in nutrients. Nutrition is the process of taking in nutrients. So if you take humans, for example, we take in proteins and we break proteins down through digestion into amino acids, and then our cells put those amino acids back together again to make proteins, and that's what we use for growth and repair of our body. Now, carbohydrates, like starch, gets broken down into glucose, which is used for energy. Now, that process is called cellular respiration. The process of converting nutrients into energy for life is called respiration. The process of converting nutrients into energy is cellular respiration. It occurs in the mitochondria of the cell. The mitochondria is a organelle that kind of looks a bit like a sausage, and it's got this internal membrane like this. The mitochondria, we call the powerhouse of the cell. It converts glucose into energy that the body can use. It's a very, very complex process, many steps. But if we were to summarize it, it would look like this. Glucose is one of the reactants, one of the ingredients in the reaction. And the other one is oxygen. And this occurs in the mitochondria over a large number of reactions, and it produces some products. Water plus carbon dioxide plus energy. Now, that energy is in the form of a universal energy currency called ATP. So glucose by itself cannot be used by the cells for energy. It needs to be converted into the currency called ATP. And in that process, it produces some waste products. Water, but also carbon dioxide. So we take in oxygen and we breathe, and carbon dioxide is a waste product. So glucose enters the body through digestion, through the digestive system. So taking in nutrients and then getting absorbed into the blood through the process of digestion. And oxygen, well, that comes into the body via breathing. And of course, carbon dioxide, so this is breathing in, carbon dioxide is released by the body through breathing out. So you can see how we've got several several body systems that work together for cellular respiration to occur. Digestion, the breathing system or the respiratory system, but of course the other one, how do we get this glucose and this oxygen to the cells? Of course we need a third one, which is the circulatory system. And then of course a fourth one, which is of course the excretory system. Now the excretory system is not one organ system, but in this case we're excreting a waste called carbon dioxide and we're breathing that out. So a number of systems need to work together to be able to provide the requirements of life.